Hello everyone, this is Locke9, and welcome back to a weird video on the Gray Builds YouTube channel, and this is a video I wasn't planning on doing, but after coming across some issues while I was designing my new LEGO City layout, I decided I should make a video discussing the process of what I do for my tables, and why I chose this new layout for the train track as well. I also have some things to talk about at the end in regards to what's happening next for the LEGO City, so stay tuned if you're interested in that, but for now, let's get started with the main issue I came across while redoing the LEGO City layout. So, upon building the previous LEGO City layout, I added this little extension made of melamine out here, and it was super long and didn't have enough support in the middle. Thus, it was starting to bow under the weight of all the buildings I had previously put on it when I had the downtown core up front as well. Now, I've decided to change where the downtown core section of the city is. However, I do want to discuss what I did to fix it, as the solution is a lot more simple than you might be thinking it is, and required little to no effort. So, for this, it just took a simple Home Depot store trip, as I needed to make some new supports to go across the table right here and right here as well. And those basically help the middle of the table not to bow under all the pressure, which is very helpful for when you have LEGO trains, which don't make it up inclines that well. Additionally, thanks to the new stability, I'll be able to easily line up base plates and plan my LEGO City accordingly. Now, for these two stanchions I added in down here, I did not secure them to the table with anything. I'm just letting gravity do the work, because the table is indeed pretty heavy, and also it's wedged in between the two different bins of storage of LEGO that I have down beneath the table as well. And because of all of that, now my table is more sturdy, and if you ever have the same issue with the table starting to bow, that's a good temporary solution. If you do need to bolt something down, that is an option as well, though I didn't see the reason to do it in this case. Now, additionally, you might have noticed that the train track layout has changed, and I wanted to get the train track layout done before I started working on the base, which I'll talk about in the next video, but I wanted to get this train layout slightly different than before. Instead of having a slightly lopsided layout with some weird turns in the main display, well, I've decided that instead I'm going to do a standard oval that is a lot easier to keep everything in place and a lot less likely to have trains derail like they did on the previous layout. Additionally, instead of having two switches coming off the main line, which is now in the suburban area, we have this track over here that comes down to the downtown core. Pardon the mess, there's a lot of stuff that I'm working on currently for the LEGO City. But here we have a bunch of these sidings, two of them in particular here, that are built using the same type of track layout that I did for the LEGO City previously. And the main reason these two sidings are here is because, well, the main train station is in the downtown section, or where it will be now, and it also connects to the harbor directly behind it, so now you can easily have access to the harbor from the train area here, which allows the freight train to have easier access to the harbor. The other reason for doing this is because in the previous display, I had some pretty long LEGO trains that were kind of covering up road places when they were parked, and I wanted to change it so that both the sidings in the LEGO City now are in a much easier position for me to be able to station both trains without having them get in the way of literally anything else. Also, I've moved the train station back in just because I thought it would be a good one of two first buildings to put in, along with the main temple, which we'll talk about in the next video. Now, in regards to what's coming next that you'll have to look forward to, I'm actually going to be removing all of the stuff over here from the suburban area. All the buildings will stay together, all the different trees and stuff will stay together for the most part, and they're all going to go inside of a separate bin, just like I did for the other buildings in my city. And the main reason for that is because I want to change the layout a little bit. I want more of a farm space, and I want more space dedicated to botanical gardens and nature, so the suburban area is moving towards the middle of the city, and that gives me more space to work with over here. Also, as a heads up, as I was redoing the train tracks, I discovered a bit of a flaw within my mountain design that is going to make it possibly need a complete redesign, because right now it's not very sturdy the way it currently is. And as you can see, there's a bit of a gap over there by the train tunnel, so I'd like to be able to fix all that in the future, and maybe make it even larger. As I said, I have plans for a Castle Ruins type display up there as well. So with all that said, I hope you enjoyed this very random LEGO City video that talked a little bit more about the behind-the-scenes stuff. Between this and the stop animation project I plan on doing, I want to do a lot of behind-the-scenes videos discussing how I'm making the decisions I do, instead of just showcasing things when they're done. So in this case, this video is kind of a first of its kind on my channel, where I'm showcasing a little bit more of what's going on behind the scenes, and some problems I may have fixed up for the city as well. And I guess if you're interested in more of the city stuff, I do have a playlist showcasing all of my other city projects, including the previous display. So if you're curious to see about how some of that stuff gets built up in a city display, those videos might be for you, so feel free to check them out. I'll leave them in the end card as well. Now, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one, and I hope you all have a great day.